intro music slaps
The
kind of
music is
hard.
good.
The
The
music
music is
slaps
good.
for the show. So
The
I will
music is
start.
good.
Yes, the music is good. I'll start there. And if you couldn't tell by the intro, we are here to review Marvel's or the MCU's latest entry into TV miniseries, Secret Invasion. Nick Fury's back. Nick Fury
Yes,
is back. We have thoughts. We have thoughts on the
we do.
first episode of Disney Plus's new Marvel entry. I'm not gonna start this one off because I am not sure where to start. I literally just finished the
Okay.
episode, so I'm gonna let you go and then let them hate you first, just in case.
Hate me first. I mean, but I feel like my opinions are neither hateful nor strong, I guess you would say. Like this episode was somewhat how I would describe it to my sister. Both it was extremely fast and extremely slow. Like
Okay.
it was pretty slow, kind of like Andor, like building things up, but also
Mhm.
felt like it went like really fast.
Yeah, they
Like
zoomed right
like
into the point.
into the point, but also like I assume, I mean, although one of the things after watching a bunch of these shows we can't assume is that they will actually explain anything because these Disney shows don't always do that.
Oh
Uh,
man, have
but
we been spoiled?
but I feel like there's a lot of interesting setup here. Like, and I think if they explain and choose to go into both like what happened to the Skrulls between Captain Marvel and this show, and like what was going on with Nick Fury, like his character arc after Endgame, or I guess during Endgame, I don't know whatever the consequence of the blip is for Nick Fury. I think this show could end up
Mhm.
being really strong. Like there's some cool fundamental conflicts between Talos and these other Skrulls. I think they do a good job of sidestepping mostly the utter racism that was the original Secret Invasion. I don't know if anybody remembers the Bendis
Oof,
storyline.
oof. Listen,
uh, they
listen.
mostly sidestepped that. Like I was impressed. But I can see why a lot of people are upset by this episode. Above all, my sister, for example, is utterly upset about the ending.
Ooh, can we hear it?
She just
Oh, obviously.
she literally texted me. I can't believe they full spoilers. I'm just gonna be here.
Oh yeah, it's full spoilers.
Full spoilers. Just want to be clear. Okay, she's like, I can't believe they fridged another MCU female character. Like, and I was like, it was kind of predictable. Like, because there's who's the only Nick Fury supporting character is Kobe / Maria. So
Hmm.
she was almost certainly gonna bite it. I was like, she's either gonna be like a co-protagonist. And based on how the episode was going, and she didn't do very much, I was like, oh, she's gonna bite it, and she did bite it at the end.
Correct.
So,
Correct. I'm with
uh,
your sister though.
yeah,
I can't believe it. At the end of the episode, I was like, no fucking way, right? It's like she's gonna get shot. He's gonna save her.
nope.
And episode
Nope.
2 is gonna start off with them like rushing to the hospital, and she's probably gonna not be in the next like 3 episodes. And episode 4, she'll come back barely and save him. This is what they do, right? This is not necessarily Marvel, but this is what the this is a trope, right?
Mm-hmm.
You shoot the person, or we're gonna get like the Dark Knight Rises thing where they're gonna one of the Skrulls are gonna come to the hospital, and she's gonna what's his name?
Oh,
Commissioner Gordon
just
where
like
she's
you
gonna
get and yeah,
yeah.
they did
So
not
I'm
go with
like,
that. She's just a dead lady at the end. I mean, she
yeah,
could
they
no, because Talos pulls him away, right? So she's just. I
yeah,
mean,
she's
it could
dead
be a
dead.
fake out. It could be a fake out. Like
Where
again, it's Shield, so
I'm
like
not
and
doing this. I'm not doing this with you right
what?
now because
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not until the show is over. I mean, I think there's a 10% chance it's a fake out,
okay. So
but
small chance it's a fake out.
small chance it's a fake out because it's fucking Secret Invasion, right?
Correct.
Like they all like they can do what they want. Like almost certainly, Rhodey is a Skrull too.
Oh yeah.
Come
I mean,
come
of course. So yeah, we get two other major MCU characters in this, Rhodey and
Mm-hmm.
Martin Short.
Who's not actually in it?
Yeah, he's a Skrull.
Yeah.
So he's
So
not. Yeah. Well, Yeah.
And it's unclear. Like, one of the things, actually, I immediately knew he was a Skrull because I'm like, this wasn't his status quo at the end of Wakanda Forever. So
No,
was he
right?
like hanging with
He
the
was arrested,
Wakandans?
right?
Yeah,
Exactly. He
yeah.
was he arrested or was he
He was
taken
arrested, and
something?
then what do they
I think
call the Midnight
they
Angels?
the Okoye and
Yeah,
the Dora save him, right? They
yeah.
break into the van and they save him. So yeah, he's not like so immediately. You're right, unless the timeline, probably not. Yeah, I'm not going into that.
It's in present day, so
Yes,
whatever.
so whatever that is. I was not impressed.
You were not. Yeah, I can see that.
I was not impressed. I don't know what I was expecting. I honestly, again, these days with all of these properties, not necessarily just Marvel, not necessarily, definitely for DC, but you know, now more so for Marvel, I am not going in with any expectations, right? I'll go in and just
Safe
go
bet.
in. Yes. Because what was it? Ant-Man I was super excited for because Kang, and we don't know how that went. Doctor Strange, I was very mid on that. So I mean, I've had fun with the TV side of Marvel. To be very honest, I think you and I have been, with the exception of what was it, Oscar Isaac one, Moon Knight. We've had fun with
Yeah,
these properties, right? We've
I
had
yeah. I
fun
mean,
with the
I
TV
think we've
property,
overall enjoyed all of them. I mean, which is a true
right?
statement of my feelings. Like, some of them more than others, right?
Correct,
Like,
correct. True,
but
thoroughly enjoy
definitely,
She-Hulk. To the very
yes.
end of She-Hulk that had everybody mad, touch grass, literally, because
I
he
mean,
had
look,
because he was touching grass. People were mad, but
look. She-Hulk gave us the best week of the history of the
listen,
internet
it
with
really was.
the twerk and
The
then Lizzo
twerk
and the
heard
flute.
around the world. And what's her name? And Wongers for like a
And
couple of weeks.
Wongers, but
Yeah,
also
Wongers.
like that same week, Mo, was She-Hulk twerking and Lizzo and the flute, all in the same
Oh
week. It was the most
man,
glorious
it was
week in human
amazing.
history.
It was
Like,
amazing. White people
just
cried.
yeah, there was so many white tears. It was amazing. Like, I
They're
was just like,
crying today, but for a different reason. Or they're crying yesterday, but for a different reason. Is the Titanic really that iconic at this point in
I am
history?
gonna not we're not gonna I'm gonna not publicly comment on this. Like, I was just talking to my
I was
wife.
just
I was like,
asking if it's really that iconic.
Titanic
Anyways,
discourse is exhausting. Like,
oh, it's
I cannot
keep
engage
it
with it.
coming.
Like,
I am cracking up because it's so
oh
many
my
sides.
god.
You know what? Let's not devolve
Yeah.
into that. But I was not impressed. Again, reason is I've had fun with episode one mostly of most of all these properties. I had fun with She-Hulk episode one.
Yep.
I had fun with Ms. Marvel. We were so great on until it got to the middle part of it. So we were great. They've somehow been able to land to make their first episode so engaging that you're like, I love what I'm watching and I'm gonna keep watching. And we're gonna get to that middle part where they falter a little bit, and that's what scares me here. And I think that's why, first of all, I'm not impressed, and second, I'm like, okay, this is kind of scary because Marvel standards, when they get to that middle part, right? Again, Disney Plus, not necessarily Marvel, Disney Plus, with the exception of
Disney
Andor.
Plus, including Star Wars. Let's not be
Right, maybe with the exception of did Andor have?
Andor was slow at the beginning. Like, you didn't like the first 2 episodes, if I remember correctly.
Oh my goodness,
except for the
wanted to
cop,
fight.
except for the cop stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah,
we were both on the like ACAB stuff,
100%.
but like, besides the ACAB stuff, you didn't like the first 2 episodes, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was
And
the
then
third episode. I was like, oh my god, this is what I want. And then but then with Andor, that's what they were doing. And then by the time they got to the middle parts of it, it wasn't
stronger.
a 3. Yeah, it got so much stronger. So with the exception of Andor, we are wary of the middle portion of these Disney Plus properties. And so with this episode not landing, like not sticking the landing, I'm like, okay, where is this gonna go? It's a 6-episode mini series, and I'm like, okay, you don't have as many episodes as say, has it always been 6?
It's been 6 for all of the
except
for
WandaVision. Right.
I think
so
all of the Disney Plus
all of them
Marvel shows have been 6.
Right. I'm nervous because I wasn't impressed. Sam Jackson actually looked old. It might be they're trying,
but he's supposed to look. I mean, he's just old as shit now.
Right.
Like, he is,
and I'm like, yo, he actually looks old. And I was like, oh my god, my chest. I don't want to see it.
He's 74, So
Correct. Oh yeah, so he's definitely not going to be rolling on the ground like a Ben Mendelsohn. So,
although
with
Ben Mendelsohn also looked a little old in
he
this.
did, they
He's
do.
54 now. He's
Yeah,
54 now.
because Captain Marvel was what 4 years ago.
2018? Wait, is it before Infinity War? No, it was between Infinity War.
It was
So it was
between. Yeah, so
2018?
Infinity War was 17, right? Because I'm thinking because Justice League was 17. Infinity War.
2019 was Captain Marvel.
Okay. So 2 years ago, give or take.
2 years ago?
Give or take.
Okay.
When was it in 2019? Summer?
Summer, yeah.
Okay. 3 years ago. Four. It was summer.
Almost four.
Yeah, almost
Closer to four than closer to two. Closer to four than two.
Closer to 4 than it is to 2, right?
But anyway, besides us
I
not doing basic arithmetic, I feel you. Like I let the episode
something was missing, and I can't point to what it was. I don't know what it was, whether it was the story. I mean, because I get the story. We've read the story.
But this is a different.
It's a different take,
right?
Then it's 100% different take.
20 years ago.
It's like, and I'm watching this. I'm like, Homeland has done this, right?
Yeah, it's closer to Homeland than it is.
Yeah, I don't know what other show I could have compared it to, but once it started building out, I was, Homeland has definitely done this. But something was missing. Like there was nothing to grab me into the story. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely here next week, and I want to talk about this next week. But I obviously we do this, so we have to talk about it, and I can't for the life of me figure out what it was that I think was missing from this episode. And
I think it was. Okay.
Go ahead. No,
Sorry.
it's fine.
I think it was a center. Like it started in media res, and there's like a lot of things you had to follow them with, like Talos's wife, whose name I didn't quite catch. I didn't realize that that's who he was talking about in the beginning until. So
when he goes, someone died, and I'm so sorry, and
and the plant, and then his daughter, like this is pack him in. No, that makes sense. Like
it is
the fact that like the last time we saw the Skrulls, Talos was working with his daughter, which was
correct.
at the end of Far From Home. So they've had a falling out sometime, like in a short period of Marvel time, like 2 or 3 years. It was weird. The fact that she's played by a different actor. Well, I guess we never actually saw the human.
No, we never really saw we never saw the human version of her.
Yeah. And we haven't seen Nick Fury besides like a couple of joke scenes since then. Like,
was it Far From Home? Was that the last
Far From Home?
We saw him? Yeah.
Yeah, he was mentioned too, I think, at some other point. He's in the trailer, of course, for Marvel. So we know Nick Fury survives this. Spoiler alert, because he's in the Marvels.
Right.
But there's no Skrulls that they haven't showed us in the Marvels, so we'll see what happens with that. I disagree. I think there's the best parts of this episode to me were Ben Mendelsohn and Sam Jackson.
You know what though? So this is where we disagree. Okay. I kind of agree with Drunk. Again, this is why I said he looked old.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be old. He's supposed to look old, probably to fool the Skrull in this. But there was something off about him. Maybe it was supposed to be that way.
I think it's supposed to be that way.
Okay, then let's see how that develops, because I will hold my thoughts on that then. That's the case, but he just wasn't Sam Jackson to me. Maybe he's not supposed to be angry motherfucker screaming Sam Jackson, but like probably not yet as well. Maybe next episode he's gonna be angry, obviously, because Maria Hill is dead. So we'll find out.
Yeah, I think because you're supposed to feel like he even says like that he lost something in the blip, right?
And so we're supposed to find out,
I really liked the scene between Talos and Sam Jackson at the beginning, where they put heads to each other, like how in the Captain Marvel movie the Skrulls interacted, like whenever they were like being affectionate to each other. Like there's a lot of like subtle things like about all these Disney Plus shows.
It's 6. It's 6. We're gonna do 3 therapy episodes, but go ahead.
Like one of the things I think all the Disney Plus shows do is they get a lot of the small details like really well. Now they always get the big details well, but I think that like there's a lot of really good small stuff in this episode that stood out to me when I got to the end of it. Besides Maria dying, like that just overshadowed everything.
A lot of everything,
Yeah, and hopefully it's handled well. I mean, if it's handled well, then it could be worth it.
Right.
But if it's not handled well and she's just another
That
dead,
decision could come back to haunt them.
Mhm.
I read somewhere that originally the guy from Bridgerton was supposed to play the main bad guy's girl. I think that's
Isn't he in this? Isn't he supposed to be? Isn't he in this?
I don't know if he's in this. If he is, he's probably gonna come later. But it might have been he was probably supposed to play the main bad guy's girl.
Garrett or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at because I thought he was in this. Hold on, I almost because I thought he's in the credits. Right? Do we want to talk about the credits? By the way.
Oh yeah, that's the exact reason why I started.
Yeah,
the
he is.
He is. Okay.
He is the guy who shoots. Right? He is the guy. Kinsley. Isn't he the guy?
No, it was Garrett Gravik or whatever.
Gravik is Kinsley Ben Aldir. I thought this was the guy from.
No, Bridgerton.
No, okay.
Bridgerton is not in this.
So maybe he got moved. He left the show.
Probably filming Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, he was okay in Dungeons and Dragons,
right? And didn't have time. And didn't have time for this. Yeah, let's talk about the opening sequence. So recently, every movie, Marvel, DC, anyone, has been experiencing bad CGI, right? Unless you're James Cameron and you're gonna spend 10 years to work on a movie. All 3 other Avatar sequels have been moved. So they decided to use AI to generate the opening sequence. How do you feel about that? I don't care though. To be honest, I don't care. I don't see the outrage, right? Because a lot of these guys are working on, apparently what we know, a lot of the VFX houses are swamped and overworked. Why do you want to put something? Yeah, why do you want to put something else on their plate? You can alleviate this, instead of using them to render your intro. AI renders it. They still work on the VFX for the rest of the show. I think there's a balance. There's a win. Where I think this could go left, or is that the direction
sideways.
Where this could go? So you're right. Where this could go sideways. Where this could go sideways for me is if they decide at some point, hey, so it worked for the intro. Let's use it for this scene, and let's use it, and then it starts to snowball into the entire movie. I think it goes sideways that way. But an intro, I'm okay.
For me, there's a bunch of thoughts. First of all, then the next show. I think right now, this Drunk's hitting it on the head. Like right now, AI in art is really political, and I think for good reasons.
Correct. Yes.
Right. Like both solidarity with the writer's strike. Right. Like get the bag writers. Like but. And AI is specifically an issue of the writer's strike. So that's really political in Hollywood right now. And I think it's just broadly political with like all creative people. Like I don't know how many artists you know in your life, but like a lot of that I know are
some people I know are just like
yeah. It's also just really bad. Like
it's not good. It doesn't look good.
and like as a practical thing, it sucks. And now at the same time though, is it worse than like a lot of other intros to TV shows? Let's be honest here. No. As someone who I think long-time listeners of this might know that I am a lover of like 90s TV shows, particularly 90s like procedural dramas.
Don't go there.
The quality of this is the same. Like I was just watching Murder One, and like this scroll, like a Secret Invasion, the year of our Lord 2023. Had about the same level of quality as like a 1990s TV opening. Like that is what AI is capable of producing. Like it's not even a strict upgrade in any way. And this is even good AI art. Like it was clearly done like, oh, we don't have the money right now to do this. Let's just get a shitty AI person.
I mean, you spent the money on Game of Thrones girl. Sam Jackson. You had to pay Colby for that single episode.
Olivia Colman. Let's not forget Olivia Colman is in this.
Right. Olivia. You have to pay Brody.
Don Cheadle.
You have to pay Martin Short. Yeah. He was in this for all of 6 minutes. and then you have to do the VFX for all the scroll. So you are paying a lot of people. Hey, we're kind of broke. Let's use AI.
I mean, there's not a lot of actual scrolls in this. Yeah, and skip the intro. Like now, once they turn it, does Disney let you skip the intros?
Is it on?
I think after the first episode they let you do it.
Yeah, I think after the first, yes. It's the same thing with Hulu. Yeah, after the first episode, you get to do that.
So I will be skipping it. Once we can't get
Imagine if you're sitting the remote.
It's just bad. Like I get what they're going for, but it's just ugly.
It's ugly. It's just ugly, and I don't know.
I don't need it. Like
no,
you don't need it. Like
just you could have just had the little secret invasion just pop up on the TV screen, and and everyone. And it's crazy because as of what year was it that where we went into a period of time where TV shows weren't doing like full blown intros, just splashing the name of the show on the screen, and that's the intro. Black Mirror started it, right? They just do that little spinny thing in Black Mirror, and boom, episode.
But Game of Thrones brought it back.
Yeah, because why not? Because
I mean,
fucking Game of Thrones.
I mean, that is also how I felt again seeing my girl Amelia again, who once again is underwhelming. Can we just talk about and she also, I hate to say this, I didn't quite recognize her. She looked very different, like not in like a generic. It's just like, are you okay, Amelia? Like I was like, yeah, it's just like, are you okay? Like I don't know. She was her typical like mid self.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Okay.
Well, we still haven't done our spoiler.
I will defend. I will defend. Mo
and I will go at it.
We should. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do this, and I'm going to defend this movie with everything I have. But
well, just make sure always that you remember your tomatoes. And all right, like what? Okay, Mo, can I hijack this? Did it?
Yes.
What ethnicity is Barry's mom supposed to be? Is it Italian? Is it like what? Man. Like at what point?
She was Hispanic, and I don't get it. But Barry Allen is supposed to be Jewish. No. Ezra's Jewish. Barry Allen is white, right?
Barry Allen's the like waspiest ass man who's ever lived. Like
yes,
that's why Barry Allen sucks. He's boring. All right,
correct.
I'm talking about like old comics Barry.
But can I say this though? Can I say this? The reason this is Zack Snyder. Like as much as hear me out. As much as we're trying to get away from him, which is why I think saying get this shit out of here and let me start something else is perfect because Zack Snyder cast Ezra Miller as the Flash. Zack Snyder probably had a treatment for what he wanted the Flash's family to be. And they're like, you know what, we're just gonna get that out the way and then keep pushing. And they didn't think, and I'm pretty sure they didn't think it was gonna be a point of contention. But it kind of is. It kind of is. The other point of contention
is just strange because it's never mentioned, and Barry's just being, Barry. Like it's just
and
weird.
This is why you don't do BVS before you get this story out the way. Because you get this story out the way, BVS, you throw BVS, and it's listen. I'm so happy. I don't care if this movie bombs. I'm very happy that
it did bomb, man. It's not. I don't care if it bombs. It did bomb. Like it just did. And again, the person who's the real victim, besides Ezra Miller's victims,
go ahead,
is the actress who signed a multi-picture deal to play Iris West.
Correct.
And I thought this is gonna make my career.
Right. Did that stupid scene in Justice League, and then the rest of this movie.
Why is she in that movie? Why is she in it? Like
which one? The Flash or Justice League? Or
the Flash. Like I was truly like, I like this girl. She has decent chemistry with Ezra Miller. Correct. But like, why is Iris in this movie? Like, what is the point of her being in this?
Because Iris is important to the Flash, and that's some got to put her somewhere, and they just threw her in the movie at some point. The biggest point of contention that I've seen, or the biggest thing that people are so mad at, is the Christopher Reeve cameo. Oh, why would they do? I'm like, listen, I don't understand.
The guy who killed himself, they had him. Wasn't he in the final?
George Reeve as well. I don't understand how. I don't understand. Oh man, Drunk is coming.
You know
is
what?
coming
He's not
in.
wrong though. He's not wrong. Like, okay, the big thing that makes CW Flash like Game of Thrones is give him what he wants. Why am I escaping the actor's name who played
Grant.
CW Flash? Grant learned over the 10, 20 years he played that character how to run on TV and make it look convincing like he's running fast. Ezra Miller, on the other hand, does not look like he's running fast. It looks fucking stupid every time he's running.
Particularly it looks when like he's running, swimming through the thingy. Like, and I don't get like that's something. Terrible. And I think Andy Muschietti was like, you know what, Andy knew if he got this movie off the ground, he was gonna get Batman Brave and the Bold. And I think that his audition for Batman was this movie. Because this is the first time in a long time that I feel like Batman has been has felt like a superhero. BVS, no. Because yeah, while I like Batman Grounded, Dark Knight, and I like Batman Grounded, the Batman, we haven't seen how he interacts with. We've never seen how we interact with other like super beings, and BVS was actually utterly garbage because no.
And then Justice League, which is also utterly garbage. So
somehow we got that with Michael Keaton. That's what doesn't make sense to me. We got a Batman doing superhero Batman shit, obviously with gadgets and whatnot, with Michael Keaton.
It is the wildest part of the movie. Like,
thank you.
Like, there's a lot of wild stuff in that movie. Like, the movie is not. It's not as bad as it could be.
No, it could have been worse.
It could have been stupid. It is worse. Actively stupid. And to be fair, though, as soon as you ask to adapt Flashpoint, which I will contend is such an actively stupid comic story that makes Barry Allen look like the biggest fucking idiot in the entire world.
Up, yes.
Yeah, yes. Like and like a super villain. Like Flashpoint is a great origin for the Reverse Flash, where Barry Allen goes back in time and screws everything up, and like Wally has to go back and fix it or whatever, rather than Barry. And it's just, and then there's no Reverse Flash. Okay, we haven't even announced that there's. Anyway,
yeah, there's no Reverse Flash. I think they're waiting. But
they're not gonna make a sequel. This is
obviously
Barry,
they're not. Man. But we know there's a Reverse Flash in this movie. Just we don't see him. They use Savitar, which I think, to be honest, Barry Allen.
I guess that is kind of trying to be Savitar.
Yeah, Barry Allen would be the villain in a Flashpoint movie, though. If we're being very honest, Barry Allen or the Flash is the villain.
He's still the villain at the end of the movie. Okay?
Yes, because he's still fucked up.
He still changes.
Did you get George Clooney in yours?
No, I didn't get George.
Oh, I got George Clooney in the second one I saw.
No,
so
we got it cut at the end, and I was like, oh, I was like, either in my brain was like either they want to hide who it is, or they purposely left it there to decide, like, they could later if they
Batman.
Whoever the new Batman is, and then they were like, oh, it's George Clooney. I was like, okay, I guess.
Once it was George Clooney, it was made evident that they're done. There's no sequel. They're gonna talk about a sequel so to get people excited to see it, but there's not gonna be a sequel, and I think people know there's not gonna be a sequel, so no one's gonna see this movie. Which has no bearing on the future universe and has no point. That's where.
Well, I guess you could argue that the reason why the new DCU exists is because of Barry fixing the footage. Which is
kind of cheating. It's cheating.
It is.
It is cheating. He's not. This Barry Allen is not a superhero. Simple. That's it.
I mean, he does microwave a baby, so like.
Jesus. You know what? There's like a super joke because he's Jew. You know what? I'll leave it there. I'll leave it alone.
No.
I left it alone.
No.
I did.
I'm just gonna like say that hard on YouTube. It's not acceptable, man.
I'm not even doing it. I'm not doing it.
We're gonna move on. We'll go back to Secret Invasion.
Let's go back to Secret Invasion. Wow, I almost got us canceled. Yes. No. Secret Invasion, not impressed by episode 1. Hopefully, maybe episode 2. Again, I think maybe the big ending with episode 1 kind of breaks open the season. And as you said, a lot happened. Like, Hell no. I will. You know what? No, never. Black Adam's
Made more
trash.
money.
You know what, Roy? I'm done doing this show. It's like no. It did. It is. It did. I mean, the Flash is still going. Could pick up some legs. I don't know where, but it could.
The Speed Force could come.
The Speed-
I don't know. Maybe Barry Allen will run back in time and fix the movie.
Oh my Jesus. I'm hoping the big ending or the way it ended for episode 1, that Shocker is like going to ripple through the rest of the show. Again, I think I'm with you where the conflict with Talos and his daughter was like, okay, when? Like when?
Why?
Why? And then you work with your mom's killer, and she's like, okay, I'm still gonna go get him the bomb, like
and then also helps trick Talos to blow up.
Correct. Like, cool story, Dad. I'm still gonna be a terrorist. Like, okay, mom's dead. I work with mom's killer. So cool story. Like, there's no. Oh, are you like? Don't lie to me. There was no back and forth, which I expected. She cried for a little bit though.
She did. Like, we need to know more about her. Right? We've only seen her as a small child in Captain Marvel. And then we see her as like kind of an adult I guess throughout the entire thing of Far From Home. But as a like herself for like 2 seconds in Far From Home, right? So
correct.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Like, I wasn't. This didn't turn me.
I think this as well. Like, we're going to make Earth home. So Man of Steel. So it's Homeland, Man of Steel, right? Instead of terraforming the Earth, we're gonna just cause.
We're gonna nuke it because we're immune to radiation.
Since when? Okay, sorry. I just
no. I mean, to be fair, we don't know anything about the Skrulls.
That's what I was gonna say. Has that been a thing? Not necessarily. Okay, MCU Skrull. Like, it's never been a thing, right?
Yeah, we don't know anything about the MCU Skrulls.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see. Like, there's still.
Apparently, we do this for you. We got you.
We get Super Skrull at some point. So
yes. So then, does that mean we'll get an Avenger?
Maybe. I mean, we got an Avenger technically, although he's a Skrull. So.
Come on, like an actual Avenger.
Wow, coming for War Machine so hard here. Wow.
Not a sidekick. Not the one that works. Not the one that works for the government. Not taking your guns away from you, but
I mean, so do you think? I mean, Rhodey's definitely a Skrull, right? All right, so
100%.
Now that we've watched it,
right?
Who are Skrulls here? So definitely Rhodey is a Skrull.
Definitely Rhodey. I kind of want to say Maria Hill. I kind of want to
bleed red though. She did bleed
but
red.
It was red.
But I wouldn't be surprised if she is a Skrull.
Ooh, do you think that black guy, the black guy who went to want to go home in my skin? Do you think he's a spy?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, because he's not supposed to get screen time. He's getting like a lot of screen time.
Yeah. I think he's working for like Talos or whatever.
Correct. Do you think Nick Fury has been monitoring the situation from Saber and no one knew?
Maybe he could be. All right, 50-50 on Nick Fury being a Skrull. And it's revealed that Fury is. There's like Fury's been captured or in some ways. And this Nick Fury doesn't know that he's a Skrull, or maybe he is a Skrull. Like, what do you think the chance of him being a Skrull is?
75%. I think it's a big story reveal, right? And he's just like, no way. And Gravik, whatever the bad guy's name tells him, and he's like, no way. I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing. Drunk says the show's a wash if that happens. I think that's the thing that kind of breaks the show open.
You'll have to happen relatively soon. I'm 50-50 on it.
I think 75. I'm a good 75% on it. If this was like, if I was a betting man, I'm taking over.
We know for a fact that someone calling themselves Nick Fury, played by Sam Jackson, is in the Marvels. So
yes.
So the character of Nick Fury is leaving this series. It's not like a swan song to Nick. So there's going to be some stuff about him. And the question is like, the thing for me, like with all these shows, is like, what work is it doing for the Marvel Universe? So like, are Skrulls going to be a big deal in Captain Marvel 2? Doesn't look like it from the trailers.
No, it doesn't. Black Widow is still
we could get Monica.
Yeah, Natasha's Black Widow is not alive, but there is a Black Widow.
There's Yvonne, whatever her name is, Yelena.
But
we could get Monica because she is working with Nick in the Marvels at the beginning, according to the trailer.
Yes,
that'd be cool. Yes. I mean, theoretically,
maybe she's she is maybe the cheaper option to bring in to like kind of have a thread. You know, she could be the new Nick Fury moving forward.
It'll be interesting. Like, do you think Olivia Colman's a Skrull?
No,
she's human.
I think she's human. I think she is. So there's gonna be like obviously this Gravik, and then there's obviously gonna be the human protagonist, and I think she's gonna be the human protagonist. Scorched Earth policy.
She's gonna be the bad human. So there's gonna be bad human Olivia Colman and bad Skrull Gravik.
Yes, and there's always a bad human, right? Think Homeland, right? There's a bad U.S. operative, a U.S. senator who's kind of like working, just wants to kill everyone. Obviously, this is the bad guys. I'm not necessarily saying where they're from, but you know. And then there's our
Skrull roasts outside of Moscow. All right, cool. That's
I was trying not to, but you're like, it's right there. Like they're playing in our faces. Like they don't even care. They don't care. It's like, Skrull is outside of Moscow.
Do you think Ben Mendelsohn makes it out?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's done. Yeah, and I think his daughter's conflict and him is resolved. Obviously, you're gonna keep Emilia Clarke moving forward. She's gonna be the new human Skrull liaison, I think, or the new good Skrull to lead the Skrulls. Yes.
Or is this the origin story for evil Skrulls? Like the Skrulls just become baddies?
That's a good question, because from what we know, obviously, it still amazed me that Captain Marvel went through the whole thing and not the Skrulls were in the bad guys.
It was a good twist. It
was fantastic, but this is probably the origin of bad Skrulls or evil Skrulls, just Skrulls being evil, period. Even when they do get to Skrulls. No, but I do think this entire.
I mean, there's also rumors that Quake is going to show up. That could be the Avenger who shows up. Is we get an event, somebody with Avengers level powers, because Quake theoretically exists.
You do got to fight the Super Skrull, you know. So
and Nick Fury ain't fighting the Super Skrull, and Talos isn't fighting.
Unless he is a Skrull.
He is a Skrull. There we go. Maybe he's a Super Skrull. Maybe he's the first Super Skrull.
Oh, if that happens, I don't know. This is not still. Oh, you know what? Let me ask. What's the Marvel show that you're like, you know what? Every show needs to. Well, not every show, but the shows need to get to this level for me to like. This is the show. It's still Loki, right?
It's either Loki or WandaVision.
Okay. Dang.
Like, I mean, to me, the three best, like, really, like, in order, like, I feel like WandaVision and Loki to me are like the same.
Kind of like 1A, 1B.
1A, 1B. And then, I mean, this is gonna be weird thing to say, but I think it's true. Then Falcon and the Winter Soldier is like a significant step down, but is one step below, with like She-Hulk right below that, and then everything else kind of like fights.
Whoa.
Okay, which is fair. I mean, the opening of Miss Marvel was really good.
So good.
Really good. Yeah. And then the middle was so bad. And then the end was fine. Like the middle was just so bad. Like so bad.
It was Batman and Robin and the League of Shadows. Was it the League of Shadows? What did you call Clandestine? The League of
Clandestine was the worst villains.
Court of Owls.
Like
it was horrible. It was bad.
Like, Clandestine were just bad. Like they were worse than like the biggest, dumbest CW villain. Like it was really bad.
But I think they tied the entire show really good. I think if you skip those like middle 2-3 episodes, I think you can get to the end. And then the end was kind of dumb because of yeah, right. But yeah, I agree with him. It is Loki, WandaVision. Even though I absolutely, you know how I feel about the end of WandaVision. That end, and then the like, why have Monica say that shit? It still pisses me off to this day.
Because they ran out of money and COVID was going on. Like that's like.
But why have her say that?
I don't know, man. Like
everything to say. It was to set up. It was to set up a multiverse of madness. Honestly, it was just to.
Whatever her initial idea was. Yeah. But then Sam Raimi, who was apparently given like a 1-paragraph description of WandaVision as the basis to write. That's my favorite, like Disney process. It was like, here is a abstract of what WandaVision is. Use this as like a jumping off point. And it's like, okay, like, all right, Disney. Yes, everything's very well planned.
I mean, Kevin, Kevin has to probably, just drop some episodes. Yeah. Moon Knight was something to me. It was something. It was fine. It was fine. Yeah. It was very. I think it's the most mid, to be honest.
It's very mid.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the high highs of a lot, like except for Oscar Isaac.
No. Yeah, Oscar Isaac nails everything, but it just the rest of the show is just, and then his girlfriend wife becomes a, you know what? Never mind.
I liked that. I liked
her where she became a god hero thing.
She became the hero of Egypt. What was the name? The Scarlet Scarab.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that part. Everything else.
Speaking of scarabs, next month. Getting the blue scarab.
We are getting Blue Beetle. Yeah,
Blue Beetle. Yeah,
that trailer was a thing. That like
DC Spider-Man, Iron Man, Hybrid, Iron Spider, all that. All the.
I mean, like current Spider-Man, isn't he just Iron Boy Mo?
Oh my god!
Didn't we just have?
I don't want to do that. Iron Boy. No, I mean, at the end of No Way Home, he became Spider-Man.
Oh my god, that discourse is hilarious to me.
He made his own suit.
Oh man, the most important thing about Spider-Man was his suit. He also it also had a really stupid status quo.
And he was poor.
Well, what made him he was truly Spider-Man at the end was when he's like, he makes a promise to his girlfriend who he loves, and his best friend is like, I'm gonna find you, and then he says, oops, nope. And it's just like, okay, yes, you truly become Peter Parker.
No, that
just like Tobey Maguire.
That is 90s Peter Parker right there.
That's literally Tobey Maguire at the end of the first Spider-Man movie, which remains, I think, the dumbest ending of that's Spider-Man though. Like it's like, oh, we have to maintain the the status quo of Peter being in shit. So no, Mary Jane, I'm not Spider-Man.
Iron Boy. No. I think I do. Again, intro aside, I think they do have something with this show. They do.
Yeah,
it's there. You can.
They should have done 2 episodes today. They really should have.
Honestly, yes. Or do 3 and just have us wait 3 more weeks for the rest of it, or something.
Netflix
I don't
style.
Yeah, Amazon 3 and then have us, and then everything is one.
Yeah, that's
Netflix.
A good thing.
Yeah. Netflix is
now splitting them in half.
Yeah.
We get Witcher soon, actually, next week.
Right? I know. So we're busy.
I'll probably watch Witcher pretty quick.
Yes,
although we didn't watch the second season. Second? Wait, are we on the second or third?
Third. We didn't talk about it.
No, my wife and I didn't watch the finale until right before you.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't talk about it though, right?
Yeah, we did. We did talk about it.
Okay.
But I finished watching it right before we watched it, which was
weeks. Unlike the first season Witcher, where my wife and I literally stayed up all night and watched it. Like we started it like after work and finished it at like 4 a.m.
I think the second season was just
not as good. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. Like
just
there's things
wasn't-
I liked in the second season.
Right.
It just wasn't as good. Just straight up.
right.
Like the Yennefer storyline was just bad, and that's just bad. Like she didn't have her powers for so long, but
Right. And
yeah, no,
get
I mean
that.
that's fair.
Why do shows do that though? Strip them of their powers for like 3 episodes, and then you're getting your powers back, but just
It's the most insufferable.
trope.
All right, there's three tropes I hate. Like the
Okay.
hero losing their power, like temporarily, and like to teach them humility in a way that's just like, oh my god, should we just like not do this?
So stupid. Go ahead.
2, amnesia. Amnesia is like my least favorite plot point in the world. Like it's like particularly like if a character starts off with amnesia, that's a little insufferable. That's like a beige flag. But if it like
Right.
halfway through it, like by the 4th season, your main character gets amnesia,
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
no, we're not doing this.
Yes.
I like literally will stop reading book series where I'm like, I know, like I don't want to go through an amnesia storyline. And then 3 is like the main character, like something bad happening to them, like they get lost in the woods and attacked by a villain, or and they start hallucinating, and it's just like they're like lost and they're like dehydrated and they start hallucinating. I hate that shit. Like I hate it so much. I actually haven't seen the Draven trailer.
Day one for me.
You're gonna go see it
Day one.
Day one.
Day one. Yes.
I'm gonna have
I'm
to see
in
that then.
No. It's Morbius, but it's day one for me. We liked Morbius, right?
I mean, it's
Something-
Morbid time.
We felt the way about Morbius.
We felt something. Yes.
We felt
Yes,
the way
that
about
is true.
Morbius. Yeah.
Morbius gave me feelings.
Yes. I think Morbius gave you more feelings than The Flash. That's crazy.
I had
I
more
think it
fun
did.
watching Morbius than I did The Flash. Yeah.
Right.
That might have been because I really had to use the bathroom for like half of it. And
okay.
after the Michael Keaton like big action sequence, I went and used the bathroom. So
Which one? There was like 3.
the big one in Russia. Like so I
okay.
missed him like talking to Supergirl. Like
okay.
and like when I came back, he was like getting shocked by lightning with Supergirl. Like that was
Yes.
like I missed all the like setup to that, which was fine. I was like, okay. Like, surprising no one, Barry got his powers back. So
They showed all of that in the trailer. They really wanted people
to be
see
fair, I didn't expect older Barry to lose his powers. That I was actually surprised.
Oh, you thought so? Interesting. Yeah, you're right. I mean, but Flashpoint, he did lose his powers.
That's true. He did. Yeah. Oh my god. Anyway,
All right. So Secret Invasion.
this has become a classic Mo and Roy. Like,
No, we would talk
Recap
about
episode.
30,000 things at once. But
At
Secret
once,
Invasion, episode 1, we had feelings. Do you want to grade
C+.
it, or do you want to wait till the
C. I'd give it a C.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it a C as well. It had the trappings of something good, but it just happened to go the way it went. There's something
Potential.
missing. Hopefully, they repackage episode 2 and build it up and give us something. If not, this is going to be a long 5 weeks.
Well, we get Witcher,
Okay, well that
and we
kind of
get what else?
filler.
And I feel like there's one more.
Is there a Star Wars show? No, right? That got moved.
No, Ahsoka didn't get moved, did it?
I felt
Ahsoka's in
like-
August.
was it? Oh yeah. I mean, Drunk is a tough critic.
Strunk is really coming for him this time around. So
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because he liked Ms. Marvel. That's interesting.
it's good.
Like
I
all the
mean-
way through. Like I don't think he thought. I don't remember, but I don't think he thought there was like the misses. I think he liked Ms. Marvel all the way through,
I mean,
which is good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, clandestine. You could have kept that. They could have taken that back to the drawing board. I hope it's not a long 5 weeks left. Oh no. This Witcher is Henry Cavill's last
last season, yeah.
Yes.
Before we get the
Again,
lesser Hemsworth.
I don't care. But people do care, and somehow Henry Cavill has become this great actor that just keeps getting shysted by Hollywood. But
I mean,
he's not in
he is
anything.
legitimately good as Geralt. Like
He's not.
his
Is
best
he?
role has been as Geralt.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the best.
You know what? We don't
He
have
was the best thing in the second season.
Let's see what happens season 4. That's true.
That's fair, John.
That is very true.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Let's see what happens season 4, and then we can compare. We can actually because again, let's see what happens season 4. Let's see when we get a new Superman, and what's the other thing? He's not been in anything.
I mean,
okay.
He's been in
I think it'd be unfair. It'd be unfair for Superman because he got really shysted by who directed his first Superman outing. So I don't think we can compare Superman. Let's compare Witchers.
Sure. I mean, I have a feeling that the problem with Witcher is the writing. I think at this point.
It's the problem with Netflix. I'm not gonna say Witcher. I'm just gonna say Netflix. Period. With the exception of Arcane for some crazy.
Because it's done by Riot, not by Netflix.
Right. And they're just
the only really good Netflix show to me right now. That's like Netflix is Stranger Things, and that's still
yeah. I mean, Daredevil season 1 is still Daredevil season 1.
But that's old back in the day, man. Like there's still good. There's stuff from back in the day of Netflix that's good, but currently in production, for me, it's Stranger Things.
No in between is funny.
Yeah, I
can agree with that. I don't think I think last season was in between. This is, and then we got that. What was that 6th episode or 3 episode? The
I didn't watch it. Did you?
Yeah, it was so terrible. The Witcher prequel, it was so bad. It's like, you know how the Scorpion King, there was a Scorpion King, and then they had all these other like mid-ass sequels. Like, if you thought the Scorpion King was decent because it was done by a big, Hollywood studio, and then that prequel was straight to DVD level shit. It was bad. It was horrible. It was terrible. But anyways, Secret Invasion, we both have it at a C, episode 1. I'm excited that we're back, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Same time, same bad channel. Don't forget to like
scroll time, same scroll channel. And in next episode, one of us will be revealed as a scroll. Who will it be?
Who will it be? Stay tuned. Like and subscribe. It really was. It was terrible. I don't wish that on my worst enemy to watch. That's how bad it was. But anyway, we'll catch you next week for episode 2 of Secret Invasion. Peace.